Hey guys, welcome to another episode of DP Education. Today we're going to be doing GCSE Maths Fractions. Just before we begin, please make sure to like and subscribe and maybe turn notification bells on if you really like our videos, because it helps us make more videos and also keeps you notified on whenever we upload to help you in your education. Thanks guys, and let's get on to the video. Hey guys, welcome to the fourth episode of DP Education, where we're going to be learning some GCSE maths, especially fractions today. So let's get on to it. First, we're going to be doing cancelling down. So, to cancel down or simplify a fraction, we basically need to divide the top and bottom by the same number till they won't go any further. For example, let's say you had to simplify 18 over 24. So you can cancel down in a series of easy steps. Keep going until the top and bottom don't have any common factors. So in this case, both are divisible by 6. Straight away we know that. So 18 divided by 24, and then we do both sides divided by 6, which is 3 over 4. Therefore, the cancelled out version of 18 over 24 is 3 over 4. Now, let's move on to mixed numbers. So mixed numbers are things like 3 1/3 with an integer part and a fraction part. Improper fractions are ones where the top number is larger than the bottom number. And for GCSE, you need to be able to convert between the two. So here's an example. For the first example, it's asking you to write 4 2/3 as an improper fraction. So first, I want you to think of the mixed number as an addition. So rather than 4 2/3 as a whole, it would be 4 plus 2/3. So 4 plus 2/3 is also equal to 12 over 3, because 4 is equal to 4 over 1, which is 12 over 3. 12 plus 2 over 3, which is 14 over 3. And that's the final answer. The second example says from improper fractions to a mixed number. So 31 over 4 as a mixed number. First, we're going to divide the top number by the bottom. The answer gives the whole number part, but the remainder goes on top of the fraction. So for example, 31 divided by 4 is equal to 7, remainder 3. So 31 over 4 is equal to 7 3/4. I think you're getting the hang of this now. Let's keep going. Multiplication. First, we're going to multiply the numerator, the top, and the denominator separately. It usually helps to cancel down first, if you can. So, let me talk you through this example. So, we have to calculate what 8 over 15 times 5 over 12 is. First, you can cancel down by dividing the top and bottom by any common factors you find in either fraction. So, 8 and 12 both divide by 4. So, it becomes 2 over 15 times 5 over 3. And 15 and 5 also cancel out, with both being divisible by 5. So 15 becomes 3 and 5 becomes 1. Therefore, you're left with a much easier fraction to consider. 2 over 3 times 1 over 3. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 3 is 9. And your final answer is 2 over 9. Now let's do the opposite, division. First, what you want to do is, you want to turn the fraction upside down and then multiply. Remember, when you're multiplying or dividing with mixed numbers, always turn them into improper fractions first. So, the best way to do it is a method called KFC. I know, pretty funny, but let's continue. So, the K stands for keeping the first fraction as it is. The F stands for flipping the second fraction. And the C stands for change the division sign to a multiplication sign. So, the example here is shown. Find 2 1/3 divided by 3 and 1 over 2. So we want to rewrite the mixed numbers as fractions. So 2 1/3 divided by 3 1/2 is equal to 7 over 3 divided by 7 over 2. Then we want to turn the 7 over 2 upside down and multiply. So it's the F part. So 7 over 3 times 2 over 7 rather than 7 over 2. And also we need to, and then also do this C, which is changing it. So division to multiplication. And then finally we simplify. The 7's cancel out, so it becomes 1 and 1. So 1 over 3 times 2 over 1 is simply 2 over 3. The next thing we're going to talk about is our common denominators. This will be very useful in addition and subtraction. So, not only this, it also comes in handy for ordering fractions by size. You also need to find the number. So you basically, to find the common denominator, you need to find the lowest common multiple. I recommend watching the last video on it. So, I'm going to talk about an example. Unfortunately, it's not shown here, but I'll tell you. So, let's say you had to put the fractions in ascending order of size. 8 over 3, 5 over 4, 12 over 5. We know that 3, 4, and 5 can be split up into 3 times 2 squared times 5. Since all are different, we can just times them together to become 60. With all having the same common denominators, 8 over 3 becomes 160 over 60, 5 over 4 becomes 75 over 60, 12 over 5 becomes 144 over 60. Therefore, the order would be 5 over 4, then 12 over 5, then 8 over 3. Remember to use the original fractions in the final answer. Addition and subtraction. So first, you want to make sure the denominators are the same. Then, you want to add or subtract the top lines, numerators only. And then, if you're adding or subtracting mixed numbers, it usually helps to convert them into proper fractions first, as we did in multiplication and division. So here's an example. Let's say we had to calculate 2 and 1/5 minus 1 1/2. 2 1/5 becomes 11 over 5 as an improper fraction, and 1 1/2 becomes becomes 3 over 2. We can simplify this with the same denominator. So 22 over 10 minus 15 over 10. And so 22 minus 15 is 7. So we keep the same denominator, but just change the top. So the final answer is 7 over 10. Now let's talk about fractions or something. So I'll talk you through the example. So what's 9 over 20 of 360? So 9/20 of something basically means 9 over 20 times something else. So we multiply the something by the top of the fraction and divide it by the bottom. So 9 over 20 of 360 is equal to 360 divided by 20 in brackets, remember that, times 9. So it then becomes 18 times 9, which becomes £162. It doesn't matter which order you do those two steps in, just start with whatever's easiest. Next, we're going to be talking about expressing as a fraction. Let's say you had to write 180 as a fraction of 80. Just write the first number over the second and cancel down. So 180 over 80 is equal to 9 over 4 is our example. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. That's the end of the video. See you on the next one.